Hello everyone, Teeny here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm so glad you're joining me. Well, today we're making a punny card, so I hope it gives you a little giggle or a little laugh. We're using a die set. It's a stamp and cutting die set from Spellbinders. It's called Favorite Side Effect. It has this cute little pill, and it also has this cute little pill jar, which is so funny. But what's funnier are the sentiments that are in it. This is actually part of a collection that Spellbinders has called This Is Life. I'll leave the entire collection link down below if you want to check it out, because you're going to crack up over the greetings. So today we're making a punny card, and we're also going to be using a Hero Art stencil. We're going to be doing something special on acetate today too. You know, I like to switch things up, and I've been loving acetate on my cards. I just think it gives it a kind of a quality kind of a feel, but we're going to do something special with it and using the stencil on it. So let's jump in and get started with our 5-step card, and we're going to start with step number 1, which is creating our focal point, which will be a pill jar. Never thought I'd say that ever. We're making a pill jar today. Let's go ahead and get some cardstock. I'm going to die cut out the pill jar with some yellow cardstock. Okay. This is Spellbinders Chamomile. They don't have it anymore, but it's a real soft yellow. But I think if you were to use beeswax kind of looks more like a standard pharmacy pill jar. But I wanted something a little bit lighter. So cut this out. There's an insert where you can add the face, or not, but we're going to go full-blown punny and add the face to it. We have the lid. We need some cardstock here. There's 2 pieces to the top of the pill jar. I don't think you need the backing, but you could use it. I'm going to use the top piece with white, the bottom piece with Windy, Spellbinders light blue cardstock. And then, of course, we have the arms and the legs. We're going to cut out with black. There's two sets of arms. Some of them have elbows, and some of them are just straight. So I'm not sure which one I want to use, so we're going to cut them both out. And then this piece here, this little rounded square piece, is actually the eyes that go behind the pill jar. And actually goes behind the pill too. So the background we'll cut out with white, and then this funny looking piece that looks like an A almost, we're going to cut this out with black. And then we need some pills. Okay, there's half pills and then there's whole ones. I'm going to take the whole ones and we're going to cut them out. Some with white. I'll cut some out with some Seaside. I'll cut some out with, what color is this? This is Tutu, and then this here is Spellbinders Coral. Okay, so we're going to have a buffet of pills. And I bet you never thought I'd say that. Let's go ahead and run these through the die cut machine, and then we'll get started. I got all my little pieces. Now we're going to start off by putting some eyes behind our pill jar. So that's this little piece and this little rectangle, rounded square. We're just going to add a little glue, and then we can layer these two together. Okay. Looks kind of funny, but Spellbinders knows what they're doing, trust me. Okay, you're going to put it sideways, and then you're going to add some glue behind your pill jar. And then all you do is tack down that square behind the eyes, and look at it. It looks like they got shifty eyes. So cute. Who would have thought? Okay, I'm going to add a little dot of glue here. And then we are going to layer up the lid jar. Now I'm layering the lid so where that bottom area has a little bit of that blue peeking out. Okay, and then what we can do is just tack this right over the top of our, so now it looks like he has a little hat. Now I'm going to take the legs. We're going to add some glue behind here. We can add some legs. You can make them as long or as short as you want. So we're not going to use the other extra arms. We may add a few extra pills. We'll see. Okay. And there we go. There's our cute little pill jar, which we're going to pop up with some foam tape. And that will be my focal point. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the extra pills or not, but we have them. I'll put those to the side. And then we're going to move to step number 2 and create our home panel. Now I mentioned my home panel is going to be a little bit special. I have a piece of acetate here. This is an A2 piece of acetate. I'm going to trim it down. I'm going to trim a 1/2 inch off, so this is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. And I think I'm going to bring in a piece of black cardstock. Okay, I'm going to use a piece of black cardstock. This way you can see. Okay, and now we're going to bring in the Hero Art stencil. This is called Stacked Circles. I thought the circles would go really good with the pills. And so I'm going to tape this down over my stencil, just so it doesn't shift anywhere. I could use my grip mat, but sometimes this is just easier. Okay, once we have this taped down, I'm going to bring in my texture paste. I think of all the texture pastes, this is my favorite because it does dry fast. This is Ranger's Opaque Matte. If you have the Simon Says Stamp kit, this came with it. I think it did. Let me see. At least I think it was Opaque Matte. But it dries really fast, and so we're going to use this directly over our acetate. I'm going to bring in my palette knife. Spellbinders has a really nice palette knife. The handle's actually wooden, and they painted it white, but it works really good. I may bring in Simon Hurley's little spatula thing. Just make it smoother. We may use this too. Okay, but what we're going to do is add texture paste over the top. Okay, I'm going to switch over to this little scraper just so I can get it nice and even. There we go. Any leftover is easy to put back with this. And then we can just remove this tape. Kind of looks a little groovy, but I think it's going to go really good with our pills. Let me lift this up over here. And then this way, if I have any sharp edges, I can just go over it with my hand. I'll clean up my mess. Take these to the sink, wash with hot soapy water, and I'll be right back. Okay, my panel's all dry. Texture paste dries pretty quickly compared to other paste. So, and it dries matte. You kind of feel it, but it looks really neat. This is what the back side looks like. Okay, and then what I did was took an A2 panel and I used one of my stitched rectangle dies. Okay, and I cut out a window inside it. What we're going to do is use some adhesive on it, and we're going to attach our texture paste. To give this a little bit of dimension, I am going to bring in some foam tape. So I have foam tape behind here, and that's my home panel. Let's move along to step number 3 and create our greeting. With the stamp and cutting die set, it makes it really easy. So, okay, the greetings in here are so funny. Oh my goodness. Wish this pill came with a nap. Another year, another pill. Now available and barely holding it together strength. I mean, this is just so funny. Let's bring in some white cardstock. I'll use my VersaFine Claire. And I think today we're going to stamp Another Year, Another Pill. This one's for my husband, which I think is so funny. Wonderful. And then I'm just going to trim this down and I'll be right back. And there's my greeting. Let's move along to step number 4 and create our background. For my background, we're going directly on our card base. We're going to make it really easy. I'm going to bring in 3 inks. Okay, 3 inks that are going to blend really well together. I have Picked Raspberry, I have Broken China, and I have Squeezed Lemonade. All of these are Distress Oxide inks, and we're going to start with, let's start with yellow. Yellow is always a good place to start. I'm going to use my tool here, and I'm just going to add some ink up here. Lovely. Next color, we're going to add picked raspberry, and we're going to blend raspberry into the yellow up here at the top. I want that orange color. I'm actually going to bring it down a little bit. We'll bring these colors down a little bit here. Now I can bring in my broken china, and we can mix these in. We'll mix it first with the yellow to create a green, and then we'll bring it over to the pink and create a purple. Add a little more pink here. Kind of a rainbow on our panel here, and that's all there is to our background. Let's put these inks away, and then I'm going to take our home panel, remove the release paper, and then I'm going to tack this down right over the top. And it really does make it look fancy. I love the way that looks. Okay, now we can go ahead and add our greeting, which I'm going to pop up. I think we're going to add a couple extra pills. We're going to make a mess with the pills, so let's go ahead and add some more pills. Actually, now I think we're going to add some more of these pills. Let's add a little dimension to these. You don't have to add the dimension, but there we go. So we added a few extra pills there. And you know what, the extras, you know what we're going to do. We've been on a roll this year with the inside of our card. We're just going to take these extras and we'll add them to the inside here. So any extra leftovers we just put on the inside. Okay, let's move on to step number 5, which means it's time to embellish. I'm bringing in my diamond stickles, and there's white pills over here that I'm going to add my diamond stickles to. Okay, and then the other pills, I don't want shiny, so I'm going to bring in my Glaze N Glue, and we are just going to add a little glossy finish over those pills. And that will finish off my card project for today. Adding texture paste to that acetate really does look fancy. If you wanted to turn this easily into a shaker card, you could do that by just filling it with your favorite sequins. And if you want to actually turn this into a get well card too, just replace the greeting. I think that'd be really fun. But thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.